Thanks for joining us on OSBC TV and from all the channels that are picking our signals from. It's another beautiful Thursday, and we welcome you on board yet another interesting edition of AM Cafe. Today, I want to welcome you on behalf of the producer, Olushola Ogunleye, to another interesting edition. On behalf of the director TV services, Lasun Oyebayo, and all the members of the crew of the AM Cafe, we say good morning. Yes, good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, Osun people. We want to welcome you to a new dawn. Today on this program, we are talking about the birth of a new president in Nigeria. We all remember that a few days ago, precisely February 25th, 2023, last Saturday, Nigerians trooped out to vote for a new leader. And a few hours ago, Senator Bola was declared winner of that election. And he is a Yoruba man, and a lot of other things that we need to know about Bola Ahmed Tinubu will be discussed today by my guest in the house. I have in the house Honorable Aki Omolaoye, the APC senatorial leader, Osun West. Here. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, my
How
sister.
are you today, sir?
And
I have in the house Comrade Fatai Tijani, an analyst.
A beautiful morning to you all.
Thank
you for being there at all times.
Yes, thank you very much. Let me start from here. Honorable Aki Omolaoye, as a Yoruba man, how do you feel?
Thank you so much. Good morning, how they are, my fellow Nigerians and our supporters and supporters of the nation, Nigeria as a body. As an individual, I'm very happy, excited, and give glory to God Almighty, because the way the elections came and went peacefully, it was unexpected. Though some spiritual leaders prayed and we believe fervently that God is not in the midst of chaos, but rather the elections had come and gone peacefully. So I give glory to God. Apart from that, as a Yoruba man, I'm very happy. As a politician, very happy. And as a Nigerian, I'm very happy that the day that we had been longing for had actually arrived. And I believe it will be a time, a memorable time of renewal by the grace of God.
Amen. Thank you so much, Comrade Fatai Tijani. The slogan, Imilokan, by Asiwaju Tinubu, it is my turn. And as it is now, it is what you see to that.
Well, I think everything surrounding the president-elect is a great lesson to politicians. That is those that can really are ready to learn. The slogan Imilokan came out of the fact that he was confident he has done enough. He was confident he has built men. He was confident he has contributed his quota. He was confident that he has the capacity. He was confident that the majority of Nigerians feel his pulse. I want to say that his political sagacity trajectory goes beyond Osun State. And I remember a senator from the north saying that, but for Asiwaju, we wouldn't have had the opportunity of becoming a senator because he sponsored his ambition. And so the question will now be that our politicians, the local politicians here, what are you doing so that tomorrow the slogan Imilokan, you would also have the confidence of saying it? How many people are you building? How many people are you supporting? Who are those people that will go out of their way and to say that even if I'm not having anything to do with the elections, I will vote for this person because he has done this for me, because he has done that. Today we can say, not even the Igbos would say Tinubu has not done anything for them. If somebody can appoint an Igbo commissioner for budget and planning in Lagos State, and he has that Imilokan, people look at it as they look at it from the angle of some people feels that he boasted that yet it's my turn, or some people even misinterpret it to him looking at it from it's not that he's taking Nigeria's presidency for a birthright and etc. But what is beneath it is far beyond that. The man is not even thinking of. He feels that I have made a vice president of this country. I have supported somebody to become a president when he tried so many other times that I did not make it. I have made a lot of governors, senators, House of Rep members. Our politicians should start asking themselves, how many councillors have you made? The local politicians, how many councillors have you made? How many local government chairmen have you made? And the unfortunate thing about it is that, or the differences is that, when an Asiwaju does it, it does not look back. But our local politicians would start asking you, what did you bring when I made you a councillor? And so until such a time people are ready to really make people do things for people without looking behind. And the politicians must have something doing. Let politics be your vocation. Have a job. Tinubu has a job. He left a job to join politics. And you cannot tell me somebody who wants to become a treasurer in that kind of an organization will not have a company of his own. That is. And so when things don't work for you in a political arena, you go back to that job. So he said Emilokan, and that Emilokan was so pregnant. He's trying. The lesson there is that people around him should learn how to be good politicians, so that tomorrow they will also have the confidence of saying, it is my turn.
Thank you very much, Comrade Fatai Tijani. Honorable Akin Omolawuye, who is Bola Ahmed Tinubu?
By the grace of God, Bola Ahmed Tinubu needs no introduction. He's an household name in Nigeria. And since 1998-99, proud to that, when we have FEDECO and then ADECO and all sort of things that were involved, how Nigeria will be savaged from the hands of the military junta, he contributed immensely, though he was not actually known overtly by then. But people who knew him and what he was up to, he contributed immeasurably to the savaging of Nigeria from the hands of the military junta, and he contributed seriously to that. And since then, his name has been ringing. Early 1990, he won as senator of Lagos State West Senatorial District. And before then, the election was aborted. I was SDP then. And if we traced him to the day of Abiola MKO, he played fundamental roles that cannot be easily erased. And that one has actually laid a solid foundation for his political journey. This far, he has been consistent. And not only that, if one traced him from that time to 1998 to 1999, when he contested and won as governor of Lagos State under AD, Alliance for Democracy, and by then, by the grace of God, I also won as an honorable member for Egbedore State constituency in the House of Assembly in the state of Osun. We knew the roles, the leading roles he played, and the disposition, his disposition to political administration and development of democracy. If not people like Bola Ahmed Tinubu, probably some people must have truncated this present democratic government since 1998-99, thereabout. But because of his commitment, steadfastness, doggedness, he was able to survive the political tyrannical disposition of the federal government then under President Obasanjo. But because of his commitment to democratic tenets, he stood the ground. You know, every one of us in Nigeria knew what Bola Ahmed administration in Lagos State passed through then. and the confrontational disposition on palatable handling of federal might against Lagos State government then under Ahmed Tinubu. What am I saying? We are saying that if he had not determined to hold the fort strongly, that very strong hold, the administration would have been truncated by this very unbecoming disposition of the opposition federal government then to him in Lagos State. But thank God that all those experiences are equipped in to brace up properly to ensure that Lagos State survived those planning coup, political coup against him. And this one transfers to this moment. And this one gave him that very latitude to pull and to introduce himself as a consistent, committed, trusted, and worthwhile leader of a nation, not restricted to Yoruba alone, but the whole nation. And this one has heard him what we are actually seeing today as the president-elect of Federal Republic of Nigeria under All Progressive Congress, APC.
Thank you so much, Honorable. Comrade, the president-elect said something a few hours after he was declared. He said he took that opportunity of being declared the winner to call on his co-contestants to come together so that they can work together to build the nation. How do you see these statements?
Well,
is it sincere with it?
Well, before going into that, the question is, who is the Bola Ahmed Tinubu to Nigerian politics should have been thrown to me, because I'm a Lagos boy like this. And so our honorable reigned in Osun while I was a Lagos boy, and so I witnessed
some of it.
I can say without missing word that MKO Abiola was buried right in my presence. I was so young, but I was in the midst of people at Tony Street at Ikeja. Now, the struggle that brought about the Fourth Republic, you see, sometimes, by my own nature, I believe majority of people contesting alongside him shouldn't have contested. When the Bola Ahmed Tinubu decided to contest, they should have stayed away, because these were people who never had interest in democracy at that time. And this was an individual who rode at the back of Okada from Lagos to Cotonou to escape Abacha's hunt for him. And so he has gone, you cannot even finish the story about how he became, how the Fourth Republic became. You can't write the history without continually mentioning Bola Ahmed Tinubu. When they were going about making sure they send the military junta out of office, most of these people contesting today are running their mouth today. I'm not sorry to say it, because I was a young, vibrant element in Lagos State, and as a cadre, I was interested in being part of everything happening. I was so young because I remember 1989, so I was in secondary school, and I left my school in my uniform to join the protest at Ojo Elegba. And so I know if today anybody wants to talk about politics, let us forget about whichever affiliation anybody has as to political parties and etc. Nigerian politics today, Nigerian democracy today, wouldn't have come to be without the efforts of people like this, Nnamdi Kanu, and so on and so forth. I mean, the man from Edo State, Baba, that very old man who also is late. And these people have to be ruled out of the country just because they wanted to stand their ground that there must be actualization of June 12th. And that gave birth to Nadeko. And that's when the governor of Ekiti State, who was the anchor of Radio Kudrat in UK and etc. So a lot of things. And so the history of that man, I'm not praising him. It is what I know, that he did everything, pull his life on the ring to make sure that we are enjoying the democracy that everybody is talking about today. The people in every other party that want to be sincere knows that the man did everything humanly possible. Every meeting held with Abacha, by MKO Abiola, Bola Ahmed Tinubu was present. Let them show us where they play the role. You see, most times, I don't know why people want to eat where they did not sow. They want to reap where they did not sow. But it's democracy, just like I said, and everybody has the capacity, everybody has the freedom to participate and etc. But when people fight or work for something, let those people enjoy what they have worked for.
Okay.
Everybody wants to work and everybody wants to make it through whatever he has done. The man worked for today's democracy, and I thank God that at the end of the day, God vindicated him. Now, the state, many presidents have we seen people who contest alongside them coming to be a part of their government. That is the problem. Now, in that, I think the first, if you ask me what I expect of him, is that we want money in circulation.
Yeah,
people are suffering. People have their money. So, if the statement is anything to go by, let people be sincere with themselves. If Chief Atiku Abubakar, Chief Kwaso, Chief even Kolawole Abiola, and all of them, Chief Shore, all of them, if their intent is to make sure Nigeria becomes great, then there's nothing stopping them from teaming up, coming with their different ideas to make sure things work. It doesn't stop anybody from, it doesn't stop growth. You have your ideas. You know the way you want to take Nigeria that will bring it, will take it to greatness. Other people also know. Come together, harmonize, so that all we care about is the greatness of this country. All we care about is that people should wake up and be given what is due to them. All we care about is not, we are not, if not for the fact that things are not working. Somebody told me I've not been to the US, and they say they don't even know who is a state governor. They don't care. They don't care who is the president of the country. They only care about the local government chairman, because that's the person they wake up to see. And so it is the county, they call it county, it's the county chairman that people are interested in. But because things are not working well here, that is why we are interested in who goes to Senate, who goes to House of Reps, and etc. But the moment things work, there will be limited, expectation of the governor of a state or the president. Rather, we will look at our local government, wake up in the morning, see our electricity switch off, and we send someone to go to local government chairman, come and explain to us why that has happened, and etc. And so the statement is good, and it has been like that. But how many have been contributing after losing the election? How many have been interested on the person who won the election, and etc.? I'm talking about it based on the federal, both the federal, state, and local government. How many people have really come down to say, okay, you have called us, this is my program, let us draw it together, let's see how we make things work for this country, because that is our goal.
We pray it works here this time around. Thank you so very much. Sir, Honorable Kinyomola Oye, my question to you. It is the people's belief that Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president-elect, chose the present president for us, brought him to power, things like that, and that the hardship has been too much. There's suffering, there is inflation, there is poverty, there's a lot of things happening in Nigeria. And part of what President-elect was saying during his campaign is that he will continue where PMB stops. Shake now.
Thank God for that. We need not fear him. Nigerians should remain calm, and we believe that there are parameters. As a politician, there are some things which is not good for us to be saying in this very space. But to me personally, when you compare two personalities like retired General Muhammadu Buhari, the present, the incumbent president, and the democratically newly elected president-elect, Ahmed Tinubu, they have some differences. They are not at par with political experiences. What do I mean? One is a born politician, and one, I won't mention name, but two of them. One is a born politician, a well-bred politician, who has been living among his people, who has been feeling the pinch of shoes together with the masses. And there is one that is having military background, and military background is regimented life. When you say go, they won't have any other thing. They should go. And when you say do this, they will say yes, sir. And if you bring such a person on board, and he has been used to that for about upward of 30 years in that very regimented system of life. And here is a person who has been living among his people for politically. He has actually been yielding to the yearnings of these people, knowing the pinch, the pains they are going through, providing solution, political solution at a lower level, at state level this time around, to his people. He has actually brought on board some fundamental changes in Lagos State. How will you compare such a person? So they are two personalities that cannot be compared because of their backgrounds. And one is a well-bred politician who knew what he came to do. You know, when you are prepared for something, Yorùbá sọ pé nta abajiya fún ni ìtọ́jọ́, nta aba farasise fún ni pẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹni. So Ahmed Tinubu had labored sleeplessly to attain this very position of president-elect. I believe he must have gotten his properly compiled compendium with blueprint with which to work with without mincing word. He knows where to go, what to do at appropriate time without being guided. Some people are used to be guided. They are not well versed in the position they attain. It is that kind of person will need to have a recourse to some other, in quotes, his advisors. But this person, the newly elected president of Nigeria, is a well-versed politician who knows where our shoes are pinching us and what are the appropriate solutions to adopt to see that these pains through which we are going through now are relieved, and appropriate steps will be taken as soon as he assumes formally the office of presidency in Nigeria.
Thank you so much, Honorable Comrade Fatai Tijani. Let's look at the fear of some people that Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu is kind of old, that PMB was traveling to abroad for medical treatment often, you know. Is it not going to be the same thing with Bola Ahmed Tinubu when he gets sworn in as the president because of his old age and his health status?
Well, the question I ask people who try making him look the way what you just described is that amongst the four of them that contested, how many of them traversed in the country during the campaigns? How many of them covered the whole country? It's only one, that person alone. That person that we claim he is old. How many of them has the strength or displayed the strength this man displayed? I think I do not buy into that. Okay. I buy into the fact, I know that they were all political talks. Joe Biden of America is 81 years today. Okay. And we don't hear Americans banding, talking about his age. I think we should be interested in his ability to perform. We should be interested in what he has on the table. We should be interested in his background. Who are those people that have worked around him? I've always asked questions. 4 people are top amongst those people that contested. Now, we know there are offshoots. At least in government of yesterday, we knew PDP was the government before Buhari came on. And Kwakwanso, Chief Kwakwanso, Chief Obi, Chief Atiku Abubakar, all of them had occupied one office or the other before and Ebele Jonathan came into governance. How many people from their background worked? They were all 3 of them PDP, former PDP. Obi was in PDP, Kwakwanso was in PDP, and Atiku even came into ACN before going back to PDP and etc. Where are the people that they made? Those people, they are offshoots. Where are they? Were they part of Jonathan's administration? If they were part of Jonathan's administration, what were their precedents? What were their predictors? What were they able to do? What were those things that we can say, okay, yes, this person was an offshoot of? If you talk about a Buhari government not working, you cannot talk about Ministry of Works not working. Okay. because somebody who was thoroughly bred by an Asiwaju is heading that environment. The vice president is not a pushover in everything until maybe they start having their issues and they showed him how a national politics is and pushed him, shoved him aside and etc. And but the fact of the matter still remains that let me allay your fears that if Tinubu says I would follow the footsteps of the person going. I think that is just a political talk.
Okay.
Because there's nothing. They don't have the same background like the Honorable rightly said. They are not coming from the same background and etc. But I know that my thoughts, my opinions have always been that if Buhari just want to match up with an Obasanjo's record, that yes, we are a military administrator, military head of state, you became the civilian president, and I also want to become the civilian president. Otherwise, the two of them have no business in presidency of this country.
Thank you so much, Honorable Akinlaoye, rather. Let's look at the statement of Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu calming Lagosians down because of what happened in Lagos. Do you see him as a true Nigerian doing that?
Thank you so much. Before our time is wound up, I appreciate the president-elect for saying that to the hearing of the public that they should remain calm, and I will advise the youth of Nigeria, the Nigerian youth, to exercise patience. The president-elect has factored in their home case when he was actually giving his acceptance speech, that Nigerian youth has spoken loudly. The implication of that is that everyone, like my own self now, even my children, they will say, our father, how old were you when you were elected? You know, it is the right time. This is the right time for the Nigerian leaders to factor in properly the spaces for the youth in governance. Because when we refuse to train these young ones now, they won't know how technical the operationalization of the political administration is. And it is until we expose them to this very rudiment of political sagacity and training that they will be able to become matured minds to handle the leadership of Nigeria.
Thank you
I
so
will
much.
advise them to remain calm and to remain patient and to follow through and to really follow through.
Thank you, comrade. Finally, because our time is fast spent, I want you to buttress what I just said concerning the youth. Are they ready to take charge?
Well,
1 minute.
Before then, let me say that I, on behalf of Nigerians, is requesting or asking or demanding that the current situation is not palatable and that the incoming, president should immediately reverse most of these obnoxious policies that is affecting the life of the ordinary citizens of this country. We cannot continue singing the praises of anyone. We will tell you that, it is unfortunate that the country finds itself where it is now. In the UK, there was a resigning of the pound, and nobody knew. It was an OMO thing, open market operation kind of thing, instrument of policy that will allow you push money into circulation and reduce money in circulation where necessary. And so, the idea of anybody asking people to take their money to the banks and etc. is not known to the economic policy, the financial policy. And so I am asking, on behalf of the entire Nigerians, that Mr. Emefiele should go back and dust his books to know that Nigerians are going through much and that policy should be, rested immediately. I learned from somewhere, I don't know how authentic it is, that by Monday there will be enough money in circulation. And if that happens, then we'll come back and also say that he has done well. But he has not done well as far as we are concerned.
Are you youth ready to take charge?
Of course, the youth are ready. The youth are ready. Shore is a contested presidency. Kola Abiola is contested presidency. There is a 39-year-old professor. I don't know which party he belongs to. He also contributed. And so we know Asiwaju said it. And we believe that he knows we have what it takes to bring on board greater minds that will work and make sure Nigeria is moved ahead. The France president became a president at the age of 44, and so Tinubu should start training somebody that will take charge from him at the age of 40, so that at least the youth would have come
so
on
that
board.
our babas can go and rest.
They can,
Thank you,
Eshe. From the background.
Thank you. We can make the fathers and we can go to them and drink from their wisdom pot. Thank you so much. You have said it all. There's no gainsaying, and we don't have much time to say we want to advise our youth out there, but you have given your words of advice to them. I want to congratulate the President-elect, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Congratulations, sir. We be on this note, I want to say, in everything that we do, let us put the interest of Nigeria at heart.